First up for the show, coming to Montreal March 15th at the Bell Center, Simple Plan, and welcome to the show, Jeff Stinko. So, album came out a year ago?
Album came out a year ago.
We
are touring the States right after the Bell Center. Actually, we're starting in New York on March 10th.
Nice.
We're celebrating the 15th. It's called, how's it called now? It used to be the Best Buy Center.
Oh, is that the PlayStation?
PlayStation. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good venue, actually.
Like 2 nights there.
Nice.
Sold out. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, so the tour, we're celebrating the 15th anniversary of our first record, No Pads. So we're going 15th anniversary. So we're going coast to coast, and it's a sold out tour. It's crazy. It's going to be insane. And, which, to be very honest, we're slightly surprised.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to tour nowadays. Like, there's so many bands going out, you know? So when people are actually...
Especially with, like, ridiculous lineups and, like, different, like, bills of, like, oh, this big band, and then this, like, quasi-big band, and then, like, you know...
Did you see the packages that bands bring out now?
Yeah.
It's like the tours are like festivals.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, you're really... So we were surprised. And we're stoked, you know? It's really cool. So we're finishing tour for the last record in Montreal, actually. We're finishing that tour. And then we're starting the No Pads tour for a few months, doing festivals in Europe.
Nice. Yeah, you guys are playing Download.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We played, the promoter was like, yeah, I don't know about you guys, how much do you draw? So last year we played it.
Yeah.
We played the tent on the 19th stage,
you were the opening act for, like, the wrestling event or something.
Well, actually, close at night. We played, like, 10 o'clock, but, like, really, like, far out. And there were more people at the tent that they ever saw. Like,
wow.
It was insane. So they're like, yeah, maybe you deserve the main stage.
Yeah.
Deserve them in the main stage. We're that type of band.
That's the Aerosmith weekend too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be amazing. That's good. That's a good bill. Like Still Panthers on the bill, and like
we got Linkin Park opening for us in Prague. Like, this band has gone. There's a bit of nostalgia around Simple Plan now, and we got to a point where it's like, there's no more stigma about the fact that we did cross over to pop. It's almost like in Europe, it's a rock band that has pop songs. You know, so we're clear now, we're good. So we're playing all these festivals on really big stages, and it works.
Yeah.
It really works.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Download, man. Because Download is like Donington, like that's like one like that's like the iconic rock band.
I've never been.
I've never been. I actually want to go this summer.
It's a dirty festival.
I can imagine.
I mean, it's everything you think about. Like, it's a lot of beer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people just sleeping in you know, in those
grime and
large
filth and tents. And
yes, but it's also amazing for musicians. You know, like like if you love music, that's the place to be. You know, I saw Mumford and Sons last year, and it was just epic. I was surprised how little people were there, though. I think a lot of people were drunk by the time. It was probably 11 o'clock.
Okay.
God, they were good. And it was, the stage is gigantic. I've never seen a stage like that.
And they have like ridiculous like production and like a bunch of stuff like actual like design stuff around the stage. And
you had like a bunch
of
those
cool.
You had a bunch of those, like, you know, Oshiaga bands, you know, that don't really move a lot on stage.
Yeah.
But
shoegaze.
I'm not naming anybody, but the production was just so gigantic.
Yeah.
They looked like perfect, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
It actually goes a long way though for like bands like
that. But I'm talking about lasers and like video screens. You're talking about like what you would normally see. Yeah, you would see at a 50 Cent show, you know.
Yes.
Like, but in a rock context, it's unusual, very unusual. It's cool to see.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, dude, like, you know, you got bands like Kiss who are innovating that stuff, so it's like,
but they were really blowing shit up, you know,
that's
what they were doing. Now you're talking about, like, another level where it's, like, a real
lasers
show.
from Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, right? You don't expect that. It's kind of cool.
That's hilarious. Oh, that'll be cool, though. Wow. So the record's a year old already. Wow. I know there was, like, you know, like, you got, like, Singing in the Rain and stuff like that, but there's like, some rockin' tunes on there.
Actually, that record is probably the most rockin' record that we've ever put out.
It's great guitar tones.
Thank you. Boom, you know, like, it's Boom, Opinion Overload, I Refuse. We basically went back, we recorded a pop record.
Yeah.
And then we looked at ourselves and we're like, that's just not gonna fly live. How do you play that next to I Do Anything, next to Addicted, next to the heavier songs off the second record that Bob Rock produced? It was like, it's not going to stand. So we went back to the studio and scrapped half the record and just recorded the rock songs that we had. And so that record is really like kind of a mix between what we wanted to do pop-wise, but also kept the rock thing going.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go back to I want to talk about the second record because I'm a huge Bob Rock fan.
Yeah.
And I've
Me
always
too.
and like just like the records that he's done and like so when you guys went in there and you're sitting there with Bob Rock, like what does he say to you guys? Is he like, okay, so listen guys, like this is what we're gonna do. Like yeah, we're gonna put like 40 mics in the kit and like like 40 in the other room and
Well, the first thing that he
what
said
was the recording process like with Bob Rock?
First thing that he said was, "Do you guys have a blender?"
Really?
I need to do shakes.
Is he
in the
like a
morning
juicer
to get
guy?
going. He was juicing way before juicing was a thing.
Hilarious.
So I'm like, all right. Then you got a hairdresser. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. He's got good hair
He's
though.
got really good
Yeah.
hair. No, Bob Rock is the kind of guy that he's nailed the engineering side of things, like completely.
But dude, the records that he did in the 80s, man, like just like Slippery When Wet alone.
But remember that guy did all those amazing rock records.
Yep.
And he was just coming out and making like the Black record.
Mm-hmm.
For us, that was like the reference.
Yeah.
Well, it's not true actually. He had done Load and
Kickstart
Reload at the time.
Okay, yeah. What about Dr. Feelgood? Dr. Metallica went in. They were like, this is.
Everybody did that.
Yeah.
Everybody's
that
like,
kick drum on Dr. Feelgood, like, oh my god.
everybody was like, we want that drum sound.
Yeah.
That was the drum sound that started it all. So Bob Rock did that, and he did Michael Bublé.
Yep.
That's the kind of guy he is. He could like go from one end to the other.
Well, that's like Mutt Lange, going from Def Leppard to Bryan
But Mutt
Adams
Lange
and then
always
Shania.
sounds like Mutt Lange.
It's true.
Like he sings
Absolutely.
on those records as well.
Yeah.
And you hear his voice. Like he did the Maroon 5 record. I could hear
Dude,
Mutt Lange
that
sing in the
record,
background.
oh my god. I was just talking to my buddy at Universal about that the other day. Like, Hands All Over, way before its time.
For sure.
Like, if it came out like last year, 2 years ago, with like the Uptown Funk thing and everything, like, that would have exploded.
I know.
Ahead of its time. And the production on that is incredible.
But Bob Rock's another thing.
Yeah.
Bob Rock is,
Whole
you're
other
getting to
monster.
the studio. Well, yeah, I came in like, you're working with Bob Rock, so I was very intimidated.
Yeah.
I came in, I brought 300 guitars.
Yeah.
Like, I brought the big rigs.
Yeah.
The drummer came in with a bunch of kits. Bob Rock's like, what the hell are you guys doing? he just mic'd the drum kit.
Yeah.
Did his thing. And you never feel any technical side to what he does.
No. He seemed like a super chill, kind of like, yeah, we'll
He's
do
got the
this.
computer going, and it was Pro Tools everything at the time. Now it's like another level, but Bob Rock at the time was like...
Did you record at Bryan Adams' studio? Or?
We recorded here.
Really?
We recorded at Piccolo here, and we mixed at Bryan Adams' studio.
Yeah.
So Bob's using Pro Tools, which is a crazy editing software. You can do anything with it. You can make like, like nobody sing like a god. But he's using it as a tape machine. It's like record, stop. That's all he uses it for. And
Pro Tools was a tape machine, huh?
so basically he's using it as a tape machine. So you're recording, you're doing your take, and you're like, can you fix that? He's like, no. That's your take. But that's the sound.
Yeah.
That's the sound that he wanted to get. There's even like, there's a drum part in Shut Up. Every time I hear it off our second record, there's a mistake in the drum fill. And I'm like, why did we keep this? It's like Bob Rock didn't want to change it. He didn't want to,
That was that was a real organic thing that happened.
Nobody really hears it, but it freaks me out. Every time I hear it, I'm
you're
like,
like,
that's awful.
That drum fill.
That drum fill is
Damn you, Bob Rock.
Come on, Chuck, you gotta fix that.
If it was Mutt Lange, it would took like 3 weeks to do that drum fill.
No, exactly. So the guy's like all about its performance. You have to have a great performance. I've had times where I was playing an acoustic guitar and I thought I was killing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we gotta get the singer to do it. I'm like, dude,
wow.
I'm a classically trained player. I kick ass at guitar. I thought I did at the time until I saw, all there is to it.
And then you heard the playback, you're like, yeah, no, good.
I thought it was great, but he didn't, And he got the singer, you got Pierre, our singer, to do it. And it, that's Welcome to My Life.
Yeah.
It's Pierre singing with one microphone playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And then I go in for the fills.
Yeah.
And that's it. So there's something really magical about the way he approaches music. It's always very organic, very to the point. It's about performance. He wants to hear a personality on tape.
Yeah, like actual, like somebody's performing.
Exactly.
It's like,
even when you hear
everybody has their own sound,
Bubbly Records, it's the same thing. It's like you hear him like kind of not nailing it properly all the time. That's personality.
Yeah. It's organic.
Yeah. It's important.
Happening
it's real.
at the
It's
moment.
true. And people feel that stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a feeling.
Absolutely.
That's cool, man. Bob Rock. God. Bob Rock's
But
a
he's
cool
got
dude.
such a personality.
Yeah. I was watching, he did the last Black Veil Brides record, which was terrible, by the way. But, like, I was watching, like, a bunch of, like, they did, like, these making of videos, and you see him in the studio. They recorded at, like, Henson Studios in LA, and then, like, they were at Bryan Adams studio, and you just see Bob Rock there, like, yeah, so, you know, like, we should do this maybe, or we should do that. I'm like, this guy's just so cool, like,
but he's so hard ass.
I get him, yeah. Well, dude, watching those, like, making of, like, for the Black Album stuff with, like, Metallica, like, just, you see him, like, I want, you know, he's like, drilling Kirk, saying, like, I need you to give me that solo, I need that solo, I need it.
I've had moments where I left the studio for 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I literally left for 3 days.
Walked out.
Pulled my phone off, like, the guys could not reach me. I was just overwhelmed. Wow. You know, we were just getting off of, like, a really crazy tour. It was very successful. Yeah. I was in a bunch of guitar magazines. I really, like, my ego was, I needed to get it checked, you know? Yeah. And Bob Rock was that guy, trust me. So he's like, I played a solo in a song called Promise, and he's like, you got one take.
Yeah.
Nail it. And I thought he was kidding. No, he wasn't kidding. I had one take. That's the solo on there. What he wanted is urgency. He wanted you to do your thing, your real thing. Yeah. What he got from that record was us off the road, getting to the studio, writing new songs, recording them, and getting out. It took us 6 weeks to make that record. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Which, I mean, by Deep Purple standards is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they made...
Well, Van Halen did the first records in, you know, 2.5, 2 weeks at most. You know, mixed and mastered in 2 weeks.
Right. So, I mean, by those standards, it's not, you know, it's not that great.
Yeah.
But 6 weeks nowadays, like the last record we took a year to make.
Big budget record. 6 weeks.
Well, all the budget went into Bob Rock.
Yes, basically, yeah. Oh, yeah, he must be expensive.
He's not that bad, actually.
No?
It's quite fair.
Oh, interesting.
It's not about the money for him. He wants...
Very selective, though. Like,
yeah, no, he wants to build a legacy.
Yeah.
Like, he's very selective.
He's done a good job with that.
Great ear. Yeah. No, he's I've learned a lot from him. Would love to work with him again.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Oh, Bob Rock. Bob Rock, man. That's awesome.
And you're talking about, like, great acts that he's in.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about...
Just the engineering alone in the late 80s. Like, you know, Slippery When Wet. Like,
well, it's just...
him and, you know, like, Fairmount. Bruce Fairbairn. The guy that taught him.
Yeah. You know your history. You really do know your history.
Bruce Fairbairn, man. I mean, like, everything from Loverboy to Bon Jovi, he did Van Halen's Balance. Like, actually, that's a great record.
Great sounding
Balance. Like, I think it's next to For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I think it's Van Halen's best sounding record. Like, sonically,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Drums, guitars, everything.
What I've learned from Bob Rock was, if it doesn't work, you're the problem.
Yeah.
You know? It's true, though. It's true. It's your state of mind. It's not the equipment. It's not the guitar.
Yeah.
You're the problem. You're not playing the right part.
Yeah.
Or you're not playing for the band. I've learned so much from that. You know, it's like, stop with all the details. Stop, like, just think about what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know? And
just play.
And it was crazy. Like, the way he handled all the knobs, it's not science. He was just looking like he
that
was
sounds
fishing.
good, then it is good.
He was fishing. Like, you could tell that he was not, like, scientifically cutting, like, a certain frequency.
Yeah.
He was fishing for something artistic. It's pretty cool. It was neat.
It's very interesting. Did you have, like, any of those moments, like, for the last record that you guys recorded?
Yeah, actually, we had, like, the producer, Howard Benson. He's, like, a rock guy that did, like, a bunch of records from, he did, like, Ubestank to really, you know, a lot of heavy records, mostly heavy POD.
Yeah.
Like, he's really well known in that world. Super successful hard rock kind of producer.
Yeah.
So he had an engineer that came from that background, a Canadian guy, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Lotnikov.
He worked on Van Halen.
See, man, you really know your history.
Yeah, he went to the recording school here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that recording school called?
Travis.
Yeah.
So, like, Mike is the old school kind of guy, and you had Howard Benson who was really pushing, like, more of a coordinator, you know. You guys got to get out and, you know, stop. We recorded 17, 18 songs.
Jeez.
It was never ending. We had 60 songs. We were, like, slightly insecure about, you know, where are we bringing this band, you know?
Yeah.
And Mike was the old school guy, just record. So I did so many guitar tracks, and at some point, you know, you had Pierre and Howard, Pierre, a singer, and Howard, like, kind of, like, editing all of it. It was an interesting process, but not unlike what we did with Bob Rock.
Yeah.
Bob Rock was more to the point, definitely.
Yeah.
But it was the old school way of doing things. It was not about, like, you know, nitpicking and really trying. It was about, like, how do you get your thing out there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And Mike just got, Canadian guy. The Canadian guys they just do it better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna record it, and you just play it.
Yeah, exactly.
It,
So no, he did a great job at just capturing those tones, So
yeah.
And yeah, they're very simple.
So when you go into a studio and you're recording all these like different guitar takes, so like when it comes down to comp like everything down, you're like, oh yeah, we should keep this. Oh man, we gotta keep that, but there's only so much room in the mix for this. And like, how do you decide? Like, you have so much great stuff on tape. How do you decide at the end of the day, like, yeah, we should keep this? Oh, maybe we should.
Yeah, I make
chuck
my
that.
own mix and I keep it. No,
exactly. Yeah, just
exactly.
guitar mix.
I actually
Guitars
do
and
the
drums.
guitar mix where it's like full on, like all my crazy ideas.
Nice.
My bandmates are definitely there to keep me in check for sure. And you know what, like it's. I kind of leave a week go by and I relax.
Yeah.
And then I come back and Pierre does the same. Like he stacks a bunch of vocals and there's a bunch of harmonies and it starts sounding like Mutt Lange as you're saying.
Which is awesome. It's
Which
my
is
favorite.
awesome for sure.
My favorite producer.
You could definitely overdo it.
Bob Rock and Mutt Lange are my guys. So.
Yeah, but you could definitely overdo it.
Yeah.
So you take a week off. You kind of just don't listen to the music and you come back with fresh ears.
Yeah.
And you start editing. But the reality of it is a lot of it is your bandmates telling you, well, that part, you might think it's cool, but it's actually not that cool. And there's no science to it. There's certain parts that I think should have made the record that didn't. And it's okay.
And then you're driving in your car and you hear the, oh yeah, that should have been like the.
I hear it. I still hear it.
Yeah.
But even like it's interesting because we're celebrating those 15 years on the first record, the release of the first record.
Yeah.
And I've played parts live that are not even on the record. In my
Which is
head,
good because it's still fresh for you, and this way it doesn't get boring when you're playing it live.
But the odd thing is, I thought I was playing the right thing. Because I never went back. That record took so long to make. I never listened to it back. I never did until recently.
Really?
Well, like you hear the songs on the radio, you're stoked, it's fun. But like the deeper cuts, I never went back. Like
you're not on your iPod like, oh, let me listen to that first record.
Listening back to your own music, unless you're working on it, it's almost like looking at old pictures of yourself and thinking you're high.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. So, I hadn't done it in 15 years, really, like looking back. And I was not playing parts that were on the record. I was playing parts that I thought made the record, So it was interesting. So I went back recently, and I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. We took good decisions,
Yep.
We edited the bad stuff, the fat, and we kept the parts that actually mattered. And I think that makes for a good record.
Yeah, trimming the fat, man. That's what you gotta do. It's gotta
Absolutely.
be straightforward.
Yeah. And you know what? The reality of it, people pay a lot of attention to the vocals, and I do too.
Yep.
When I listen to a band and there's lousy lyrics, I'm turned off.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
my job as a guitar player is not to overstep my boundaries, with Pierre. But at the same time, I need to compliment what he does, so it just doesn't sound like an acoustic guitar and a singer playing.
Yeah.
It's got to sound like a band thing.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. It's like, you got melody and you got the whole production and everything, but it's rappy lyrics and like, it's what's the point?
The song it's kind of a cliche, but it's got to stand on its own with an acoustic guitar or a piano.
Yeah.
It has to. And then there are songs that are based strictly on production. Like We Will Rock You. Or you get that.
But even that, you play that song on piano and
you just clap your hands
Yeah,
and you sing that
exactly.
song. It makes sense, you know? But it's because you've also heard the arrangement, which is brilliant.
Yep.
It's as much part of the song as the lyrics are.
Yeah.
If not more. So
Totally true.
there are different types of songs and you have to adapt to it. Sometimes it's okay to just step out and let, the piano do its thing or the drums, do a fill.
Yep.
It's important to do so. As guitar players, we tend to overplay.
Yeah.
It's a natural instinct, But yeah, it's okay to have your bandmates tell you, dude, step out.
Yeah. Just take it back a notch. Yeah.
But I have recorded like when the guys went to bed, like full nights of like overdubs.
Yeah.
I've done many of those nights where it was like, guys, listen to this.
Check this out, and then they're like,
shit.
we're not gonna print that.
No, exactly.
That's great. Actually, it's funny you say that because like Mutt Lange, when he was starting to work with Def Leppard, they were doing all this ridiculous shit. And he was just like, guys, like if you're gonna play arenas, like this isn't gonna sound good in arenas. Like it just needs to be straightforward melodies that pop through and people can sing. As long as people can sing the melodies, even the guitar licks, like then that'll work. That'll work.
You know what? I've learned a lot. I gotta say the record that I've probably listened to the most in my life was Asturia.
It's the only CD I have in my car.
I've listened to that record. I got that record. I was probably 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And it was a cassette. And I bought that record in vinyl. I bought that
Yeah.
record, you know, like on CDs. That record shaped a lot of ways, the way I see music.
Yeah.
You know, so
Totally.
and then I read all these interviews. I talked to Bob Rock, who's also a Mutt Lange fan.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like,
think
don't
they're
know.
friends.
Yeah, I don't know how official it is, but
Yeah.
you know, like he's definitely influenced by that. And to me, it's all about okay, you've got your lick, you got your beat,
Yep.
and you have to have the lyrics stand out. So I applied that with the band as well, and I know Pierre does, our singer does as well.
Yeah.
He loves AC/DC. He's a closet AC/DC fan.
Nice.
So for
Yeah, but
him,
who has an AC/DC influence? You know.
but you know, you don't really hear it in Simple Plan, you
Yeah.
know? Yet it's there, you know, like straight to the point melodies and lyrics that are pretty, you know, like
Yep.
understandable, easy to, you know, to grasp.
Mhm.
That Pierre loves that AC/DC thing. And I'm like, I never tell him, you know, Def Leppard would do it that way. Because if I said that in my band, they'd be
Yeah.
like, you're kicked out. So I said, AC/DC does it that way.
Oh.
And then
Wait,
I'm
is that a
cool.
Def Leppard guy?
No, he likes Def Leppard,
Yeah.
but he just won't admit it.
Yeah,
He won't
yeah.
admit it publicly like I
Oh,
would.
man.
But it's like, yeah, so it's interesting. Like, all these influences converge, and then you listen to other stuff as well. You know,
Yep.
you know, the pop stuff that's coming out right now is interesting. There's a lot of great stuff. We were talking about Gaga a bit before. When I heard that Adele song that she came out with, I was like, well, that's serious. That's like some good music.
Yeah.
Vocal performance, insane.
Yep.
Like, that's like some serious
And
level.
that was one guy playing all the instruments on that too.
But again, that's exactly the same point as Bob Rock was making in those years. It's about personality on tape.
Yeah. And capturing a moment.
A moment. So when you hear that Adele song, you're like, wow, I feel it.
Yeah.
I'm in the room with her. And maybe it was pitch corrected, whatever it is. I don't hear it.
Doubt it. No.
I don't hear it.
No.
So I think, as far as I'm concerned, the illusion is full.
Yep.
It's perfect. Its personality,
Totally
it
agree.
touches me. So that's what we strive for as well. But it's elusive. It's difficult to get.
Yeah. Well, this has been a good chat. I think we're being.
Thank you so much.
So Jeff is here from Simple Plan. I did an intro him a while ago. March 15th at the Bell Center. It's going to be a good time. What can we expect for the live show?
It's going to be a celebration of all the hits. We're going to play every single song that people want to hear. We're not going to pull a Radiohead and not play Creep.
We are That's the worst. I hate that.
Oh, I was so offended when it did that at the Bell Center. So, yeah, it's going to be all the songs, a lot of energy, a lot of fun. And it's always a good time, you know, and we're looking forward to playing Montreal. It's been a really
It's almost like a homecoming for you guys. So.
It is. And we played all around the world. We kind of practice with the Brazilians, so we're pretty tight now.
Which is good. March 15th, Bell Center. Tickets are still available at venco.ca. We're going to be hooking you up with tickets as well here at the B92.5 before the show, so we'll see you there. Any last words? You've said it all.
I never
Jeff,
expected
you said it all.
that we would talk about Def Leppard,
I know.
AC/DC, Bob Rock.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How
That was
weird.
interesting.
You know what? My interviews are always like that. So it's like, you know, we just talk.
Thanks,
It's a
guys.
conversation.
That was awesome.